so capable and able, so capable and able, so capable and able. My life ain't so stable, my life ain't so stable, my life ain't so stable. Jealous. I'm so capable and able. You know that my life.
It is good that you are here to record this picture of me in my palace garden at Addis Ababa. People who see this throughout the world will realize that even in the 20th century, with faith, courage, and a just cause, David will still beat Goliath.
Yes, I blessed. Welcome to another episode of Selassi Corner, you know. This one is that vibes with him baptism and stuff, you know, in the names, you know. Jesus Christus, you know, Emperor Selassi, you know. It's doctrines, so just taking the vibe and let you see what's going on, you know. Blessed love, man. Hail the Most High. Always remember, give us the teaching of His Majesty. We don't want a devil philosophy. Zid. Blessed, enjoy.
This book right here. This is the Ethiopian Tewahedo Church, an integrally African church. And it was written by the late Archbishop Yitzhak, Bishop Yitzhak. All right, and this is the book right here, right? Ethiopian Tewahedo Church. This was reasonable for brethren. I said I'll do a short video and then we can expand on it more, but just to get the point out there. Now, this is the correct name. They say nowadays Ethiopian Orthodox. They put this foreign idea of Orthodox before Tewahedo, but truly it was the Tewahedo Church, Ethiopian Tewahedo. Learn what that means, right? Now, an integrally African church, right? And this is the brother right here that the late Archbishop. There's some YouTube videos up there. He's the one who is said to have baptized Bob Marley. Now, Bob Marley became a baptized Rastafari. Some would say he was no longer a Rastafari, but they lie. He was a Rastafari. He was a baptized Rastafari, as Rastafari Kadamawi Haile Selassie is. So he was one with the Father, fully fulfilling the call and choosing what Abba Father chose, right? And being faithful to that even to his death. Speaking of Burhana Selassie, right? Even to that falling asleep as it was, right? So this is Archbishop Yitzhak right here, right? Okay, now get a copy of this book if you can. This book is very, very sensual. And Archbishop Yitzhak in this book, let me get this right here. On this page right here, right, which is called, baptism was demanded in the name, in Rastafari's name. And here from, this was from the City Star Reporter, right? This particular article right here that is in his book on page 205, right? Page 205. And let me just steal it in case you want to steal it and read it, right? Read it for yourself right there. Okay, let me just steal it right there. Okay, now, Archbishop Yitzhak was correct that we don't baptize, we're not baptized in Rastafari's name, we're baptized in Jesus Christos, Yeshua HaMashiach's name. So therefore, the Archbishop was quite correct. All right, now we understand the zeal, right? The zeal of the Rastafari. But there's something very interesting that he says right here in this particular book that he wrote. And let's see if we can get this page right here. Okay, here you can see we highlighted this, right? Right. Now this article is actually, it's from the City Star Reporter, right? So he actually quotes this particular article right here. And he said that though he had found some true followers of Christ, of the Messiah, there were so many different philosophical ideas. Now, the teaching of His Majesty, well, that's why Bob's son give us a teaching, right? The Timheret, the teaching of His Majesty. We don't want no devil's philosophy, but unawares, a lot of philosophies have crept in, right? And now we're coming to a time of judging, right, between the truth, right, and that which sounds true or feels true, but is not true. It's just based on some philosophical ideas. He said, however, he said, these people, speaking of the Rastafari, should not be ridiculed or condemned. There must be someone. This is the key. And I think that I am one of the someone, but not the only one, but there must be someone, he says right here, right, who will be able to attract these people and gradually bring them to reality. He said that though the emperor was a deeply religious man and would give his life for the Christian church, his church could baptize in no other name than Jesus, than Yeshua. And he's quite correct. Now, I know there's many who will disagree with I and I on that. And that is your philosophical idea, right? But the teaching of His Majesty is beyond any so-called philosophical idea, right? And he goes into some other commentary right here, right, which is also very interesting, right, which really show that Archbishop Yitzhak truly had a Christ mind towards I and I, that many of, especially the Jamaican Rastafari, just wasn't able to receive at that time. Hopefully, they will be able to recognize the half of the story, right, that was not told, and we can get off of the slave master Christianity and beyond that downpressive system and recognize the half of the story that was not told to us and the real truth that brings us into the family of God in Christ, the family of His Majesty in Yeshua HaMoshiach. So once again, right, we're not to be baptized in Rastafari's name, right? But we are baptized in Geta Jesus Christos name. We're baptized in the Ab, the Walid, the Menfes Kedus name. And therefore, truly, we are baptized in the Trinity, in the name of the Son, in the name of Christos, Ye Exaviher Beg, Ye Exaviher Lij, right? The Son, Christ, the Son of the living God. Awo. One other thing I want to show you right here. Right. Okay. Let's see if we can get this page right here. Something down here. He says down here, this last line. Let me just read this last line. He says, with this question unanswered, right? Let's see right here. Their question is, he says right up here, how can people inflict oppression upon another group of people and at the same time preach Jesus Christ, His love for mankind and Christianity? With this question unanswered, some became locked within themselves and have become a most misunderstood people. But I would say, as coming from amongst them, right, being a Saul become a Paul amongst them, they are also a misunderstanding people, right? The Jesus Christ, who is preached in their estimation from the whitewash perversion and 400 plus years, they say, could not possibly be Rastafari, i.e. Haile Selassie, who is to them the true living God. Well, give us a teaching of His Majesty. What does His Majesty say? All right, so I want to just share this with you. And once again, get a copy of this book right here, The Ethiopian Tewahedo Church, an Integrally African Church by Archbishop Yitzhak. Is she? Yes,
the Bible says, seek and you shall find. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, because we don't want the devil philosophy. So you know what I mean? We have to remember the word that utter out of Selassi more than what people come and twist and paint all kind of proportion to bring forth whatever cultism they feel to manifest from such divinity of a man, you know. But until the next time, have a blessed day. Channel.
My life ain't so stable, my life ain't so stable, my life ain't so stable. Hear this. I'm so capable and able. You know that my life ain't so